Well, we were going to do a section on the basics, but it's just too darn cold, so we're going to skip it. No, I'm just kidding. Here's some exercises to help you get familiar with the strange movements and the strange equipment in skiing. Pick up one ski, and then the other. Get used to the weight of the skis. Now turn one ski this way and that way. Try it with the other. This way and that way. All right, let's try walking around. If you don't want to do these exercises out on the slopes, do them in your own home. But give yourself a little room. Now we're ready to step up the hill. Take a couple of steps, and if you feel like the ski's washing out away from you, it's probably because you don't have a good platform. Here's a good exercise to get the skis on their side to make that good platform. Just reach down and put your fingers underneath your skis. Do you see how that rolls the skis on their side? That's going to give you that platform. Without the platform, you can't step up the hill. So we step and step, and be cautious that you don't step the tips up the hill, because if that happens, you wash back this way. If you step the tails up the hill, you're going to move forward this way. Keep the skis across the hill. Step, step. Okay, now we're ready to slide down. Put your poles down the hill and take some small steps to get the skis pointed down the hill. Ski through them and enjoy the ride. Let's try that straight run again. But this time, let's pay attention to a nice, relaxed, athletic stance on our skis, which will allow us to make the adjustments necessary to maintain balance. Again, put your skis down the hill, and we're ready to go. A nice, relaxed stance, and enjoy the ride. If you feel like you got that one licked, let's try another one, but stepping from one ski to the other ski. This way, and step this way, and step this way. Let's try that straight run again. This time what I'd like you to do is just stretch and bend those legs. We got to move on our skis. You know what they say, if you ain't moving, you can't dance. Point where you're dangerous, I'd like to address the issue of when you are straight running and you do get out of control, just sit down to one side and slide. It's like sliding into home base. It's real important that we don't stick our knee into the snow or put our butt on the tails of our skis, because we'll keep going. So if you are straight running and you do get out of control, slide into home base. Alright, you're on the ground and you got your rear in the rhubarb. Let's get yourself back up. Put your skis underneath your body and across the hill. Grab the top of the pole and the other pole down here. Push forward and up and down. There you go. Well, now that I'm here, I think I'll give it another try. I'll show you another way to get up. Onto your knee. Walk your hands across and up. Well, now that I'm here again, I'm going to show you another way. This is a real graceful one. Put your ski, bit of a push-up, up like this, step your skis around, and there you are. An important thing before you take off again is get yourself together. Brush the snow off your pants or off your parka. Grab your ski pole. You probably got a buddy down there and he's saying, come on, let's go. Get it together, poles on, and then take off. Next, let's learn to turn the feet. Brush the skis out and step back. Brush the skis out and step back. All right, let's head up the hill and try it in motion. So we brush the skis out and glide. Brush the skis out and glide. Here we go again. Let's brush the skis out and glide, but maintain it. Maintain the V. You're probably wondering, how do I control my speed? Well, you can't.
No, I'm just kidding. You can. And the way we do it is by brushing the skis out and making a wider wedge. Gliding wedge, braking wedge. Gliding wedge, braking wedge, to a stop. There. Gliding wedge turns. Just point your skis, feet, and legs in the direction that you want to go in. Hey, these puppies are turning. When you're skiing on steeper slopes, turn the legs and feet more to point the skis further across the hill to maintain your speed. Now that you can control your speed, let's go on the lift. On the way down, I was just thinking, riding the lift must be more fun than skiing. People never wait in line to ski. They always wait in line to ride the lift. If you've never ridden one, here's a few tips to get you started. Make your way through the corral and be polite. Don't step on people's skis. Tell the lift attendant you've never ridden the lift before. Remove your poles from your wrist. And if you're single, move out to the red zone. If you're married, don't ride the lift. Look to the inside, grab the lift, and enjoy the ride. As you near the top, you'll begin to see some signs that say, prepare to unload. Put your poles again in your outside hand, and move your fanny to the edge of the chair. Then you'll see some signs that say, keep your tips up. Put your tips up, and you're ready to unload. Stand up and ski down. Now there, that's more fun than skiing, isn't it? Hi, Demo Dave here. How do you like me so far? I'm just kidding. My name's Dave Merriam from the PSIA demonstration team. If you forget, it's written right down here. For those of you that haven't skied before, there's a segment on learning the basics at the end of the tape. For those of you that have, let's get started. Begin in a slipping wedge traverse. Feel for more weight on the big toe side of the downhill ski. Rise up, and as the turn's completed, feel for more weight on the big toe side of the other ski. At a slow speed, let's link some of these babies together. And then let's gradually increase your speed. Alright, with an increase in speed, that inside ski will begin to point in the same direction as the outside ski as you finish the turn. Here's a neat little exercise to help encourage that action. Begin in a static wedge. Brush the inside ski to match the outside ski. Now let's try it in motion. Brush the inside ski to match the outside ski. Sink to help turn the inside foot, and voila, your skis are parallel. Link these wedge cristies together. Rising to start the turn, sinking and brushing to finish the turn. Flow from one turn to the next. Rise to start the steer, sink and brush to finish the steer.
It's very important for you to understand the mechanics of skiing. It's very important for you to understand the mechanics of skiing. Your hands forward, knees and ankles bent. But it's also very important to understand how we physically learn to ski better. Our bodies have the natural ability to learn through experiencing physical sensations. But unfortunately, most of us spend our time thinking about how to ski rather than feeling how to ski. Of late, though, scientists have suggested that by developing the right side of our brain, that's the side that controls the feeling sensations, as equally as we've developed the left side of our brain, that's the one that controls the thinking process, we can maximize our learning potential. Now from here on, it gets a little complex. So I found a holistic ski philosopher, Marcel, and he'll further explain the right brain, left brain learning concept. Now Marcel may seem a little strange to you, but then your geometry teacher probably seems strange to you too.
Remember, what Marcel has to say will definitely improve your skiing, so listen up.
Bonjour, my friend. I want to show you something. Come in, come in. You know, many women come to me and they say, Marcel, I love to ski. But when I put on the ski boot, I lose the lovely line of my calf. So in keeping with my dedication to the advancement of skiing, I'm developing the high heel ski boot. In a pump. It's very difficult, though. I had to learn to walk in these things. Of course, I learned the natural way. Experiencing without analyzing. This is very important. When you try to learn by analyzing, your mind can become filled with so many details and instructions that it overloads and your body becomes incapable of doing what you want it to do. Let's take a simple example of removing a twist-off cap from a beer bottle. Initially, you must grip the bottle in a vice-like grip with the muscles of your hand and forearm. Then, with the thumb and index finger of the other hand, exert enough pressure to twist off the cap while simultaneously preventing the bottle from rotating in your hand. Let's say au revoir to a few thousand brain cells, shall we? Au revoir. Your left brain could never learn to do this all by itself. It's your right brain that ignores your mind's interference and intuitively executes the action. I'm sensing some skeptics out there. Allow me to paint you a picture. Maybe you can relate to a similar experience. Say you're at a ski resort with a friend.
Okay, you feel good? You look good. You feel good? All right, here's all you do. Keep your tips up. When you feel the snow beneath your skis, stand up. Once you're standing up, keep your weight forward, keep your knees bent, and keep your arms out in front of you. If you feel like you're going too fast, just brush your skis into a wedge and apply pressure to the inside edges of your skis. You got that? Hey, you paying attention? Hey, come here. You listening to me? All right, now you're probably going to want to turn. All you got to do is put your weight on the downhill ski. That's the ski that's opposite the direction you want to turn. Don't look at me. Look straight ahead. Get ready. Here we go. Tips up. Here you go. Come on. Tips up. All right. There you go. That's good. Keep them up. Up, 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 up. Here we go. Get ready. Not yet. Get ready. Not yet. Get ready. Not yet. Don't go. Go. Don't go. No, go. Go. All right. Go. No. Wait. Go. Wait. Stop. Go. Go. Hey, you all right? Man, I told you, weight forward, knees bent, not the other way around. I think that's enough skiing for one day, don't you?
Now, don't tell Marcel, an expert in the field of ski psychology, that that's the way you learned all your life. Well, if you did, then you must have been very unique.
Oh, man, this is serious stuff. You expect me to remember all this? Yeah, but I guess it'll be worth it. I'm going to learn to walk. Yeah. Okay, move to all fours. Good, okay? The feet shoulder width apart. Oh, get that knee up. Get that knee up. Okay, and my weight all centered. And I'm up. Oh, whoa. Caught an edge. This is the part where I get my lunch break, right? Yeah, this looks good. I wonder if Mom bought ketchup.
Of course, unlike you and me, babies do not worry about doing it the right way. When a baby falls down, his body absorbs all the details without analyzing and instinctively adjusts before the next step is taken. It's only because a baby's mind is quiet enough to sense his body's subtle sensations that any rapid learning takes place. Remember, when you are aware of an experience, you learn at a much deeper level than that of the conscious mind. So be aware of your body and its surroundings. As your skiing improves, you'll find yourself drifting into a state of thoughtlessness and euphoria that cannot be produced by conscious thought. It's called your peak performance. And you can achieve the thrill and exhilaration of your peak performance regardless of your experience level. So remember, my friends, think positive. Well, it's not a glass slipper, but it will do, huh?
Oh boy, that was great. You know, skiing's a real kick, isn't it? You know, we're going to start skiing a little steeper slope. And it's pretty important that you know a reference point on the steeper slopes. It's called the fall line. The fall line is a path that if I rolled a ball down the hill, that's what it would take. If you need a more graphic illustration, this is the fall line. On steeper terrain, you have to bring the skis across the fall line to maintain your speed. And you do that by developing a little more skid and a little less slip. In the gliding wedge traverse, actively direct more weight to the inside of the downhill ski. A little more skidding and a little less slipping. Apply edge and pressure to give the turn a round shape. Matching the skis a little bit sooner. The up movements help start the turn. The down movements encourage that skid. Remember, the steeper the slope, the more important it is to control your speed. Round the turns out, finish them off. It's like a good tennis or golf swing. Follow through. Boy, doesn't the weather change quick around here. You know, an important ingredient of a good ski turn is a well-developed pole plant. This is a well-developed pole plant. On shallow terrain, point your ski straight down the hill. Push off and swing the right tip of your pole forward and back and the left tip of your pole forward and back. Right tip of the pole forward, left tip of the pole forward. Right tip of the pole forward, left tip of the pole forward. Now that you've got the feel of the pole swing, combine that with movements in the leg. Down, touch up, down, touch up, down, touch up. Flex and extend in the ankles, knees, and hips. This time, try it in the gliding wedge. Down, touch up, down, touch up, down, touch up. Remember, flexing the ankles, the knees, and the hips. See what I mean about this weather? Boy, unreal. Well, let's add that pole plant to our intermediate Christies. Prepare the pole, touch up, match and skid. Up, match and skid. Left hand pole for the left hand turn. Right hand pole for a right hand turn. Does one turn feel a little bit different than the other? That's perfectly normal. But you know, the only way to practice to that weaker side is by making the first turn to the weak side and then by stopping to the weak side. Now, as you plant the pole, come up and start the next turn. Touch up, turn the skis, match, skid, and now prepare the pole for the next turn. Feel the match happening earlier and earlier. The more actively you move up towards the new turn, the sooner the match. A common problem at this level is fear of the fall line. If you fear the fall line, your movements up are away from the turn rather than into the turn. If you don't move into the turn, you can't release the edges and guide the skis. You know, in Class E, we're going to be skiing a little steeper slopes. And if you're not moving with your skis, you're out of luck. You may not be skiing slopes that steep, but nonetheless, you have to move with your skis. And in order to do so, you need a good platform to move from. Start out on a medium slope and perfect the traverse. Don't allow any lateral slippage of the skis. Challenge your platform. Make a few steps up the hill. Watch out, though. If you don't have a good platform, the downhill ski is just going to skid away. Don't be critical of your movements right now. You know, you have to move to learn and then learn how to move. But make sure you have a good platform to step off of. Let's link a couple of turns and in between them put a step. Step and turn. If you don't have a good platform, there's nothing to push off of. And if you aren't moving, there's nothing you can change your shape in your movements. As you finish one turn, actively move your body towards the next turn. Take your skis for a ride, rather than the skis taking you for a ride. Now that you're moving on your skis, let's explore some other ways we can step from ski to ski. On flat terrain, push off and skate right down the fall line. Push from ski to ski. These are the beginnings of a diverging step turn. Add this skate movement to the end of some turns. Don't direct your body straight down the fall line like the exercise, but across the fall line towards the new turn. As your tips diverge, step to a flat or slightly edged ski. A diverging step turn can be used when you want to start a turn in a different location. The step helps you glide across the hill until you're ready to begin the next turn. Watch out on those diverging step turns that you don't lean in and step to hold your body up, but move to the ski. Let's try that again. Be more critical about the direction of your movement. Move accurately from one turn to the next. If you project your body too far inside the new turn, you'll probably fall down. If you move in the direction of the old turn, you lose the flow and you'll stall out. Target your body toward the new turn. Explore ranges of movement, levels of intensity. Experiment. Play with it. The next step turn that I want to address, it's called the converging step. It's when you want to cut off the top part of the turn. You know, there are a lot of situations when you might want to do that. Stepping over a bump or whatever. Let's link a couple together. Step to the inside edge of the new ski so that your tips converge. This cuts off the beginning of the turn. You have to be ready to balance on the ski as it steps to the snow. Now commit all your weight to the ski and move with it. Let's try mixing it up this run. A couple of diverging, a couple of converging, and then no steps at all. Let's go. Try the diverging. And the converging. And then no step. If you're having trouble mixing it up and going from one turn to the next, to diverging to a converging or steps to no steps, that's okay. But you know what'll help is if you visualize it in your mind's eye before you ski it. See yourself skiing a diverging and then changing to a converging and then not stepping. So once again, see it, then ski it. Can you pick out which is which? If you can't see it, you can't ski it. If you don't know anything about ski design, you may just as well be skiing on one of these. Unlike this 2x4, skis are designed to turn. A board, when placed on its edge and weighted, will carve a straight line. A ski, on the other hand, because of its side cut and flexibility, will carve a turn. Experiment with your own ski's turning ability. Put it on its side, balance against it. Ski design, of course, won't do everything. You have to learn to assist the ski's turning ability. An objective for Class D is to learn to use the skis more effectively. Start out in a wide track traverse. Point the skis down the hill. Push off, swing the pole forward, rise up, and guide the tips into the turn. Up, and guide the tips into the turn. Be careful. Don't push the tails out and pivot the skis from the tip. If you do, the skis are going to slide sideways. Turn the tips in and pivot from under the foot. Be careful not to turn your skis too quick at the beginning, or you'll shape your turns like Z's. Turn them continuously and shape them like S's. Refine the skills necessary to complete a parallel turn. From a slipping traverse, gradually edge the big toe side of the downhill ski and press forward. Try it again, and this time come to a complete stop. Link these together and focus on the end of the turn. Rise up to release the edges, gradually edge the skis. Up, and gradually edge the skis. Focus on the end of the turn. Don't edge your skis abruptly, or the turns will be square in shape. Edge your skis gradually, and the turns will be much rounder in shape. Roll your skis on and off their edges like you were on a banked oval racetrack, flat on the straightaways, up on their sides into the turns. Watch this. Whoa, I gotta get the brakes adjusted on these babies. Speaking of brakes, bikes have brakes, and speaking of bikes, pedaling a bike is real similar to changing weight from one ski to the next. Let's put a few together and pedal through our turns. Incorporate a pedaling action. When you rise up, transfer your weight to your new outside ski. Keep a nice smooth cadence. Take a look at the elements of the parallel turn. Touch your pole while rising on the outside ski. Direct your body toward the inside of the new turn. Steer your tips and gradually edge the skis. Now sink to control the pressure and finish the turn. Prepare the pole for the next turn. Touch, rise and steer, guide, edge and finish. At this point, change the intensity and durations of that edging movement, the pressure movements, and turning the feet. Ski short turns and long turns. Ski them fast and slow on the steeps and on the flat. Come on. Ski short ones, and then long ones, and then back to short ones again. Ski them at fast speeds, and ski them at a slow speed. And then ski them at fast speeds again. Ski them on the steeps. And then down onto the flats. Mix it up. Develop your versatility.